Good morning out there, everyone. Hope everyone's having a wonderful, blessed, joyful week. Hope you're all safe and healthy, you and your families, and you're living your best, joyful, blessed life. That being said, we're going to talk about my power rankings in NFL after week 7. So this is power rankings in the NFL after week 7. So I'm going to go through this very quickly, um, just because I don't believe there's a lot to talk about movement-wise, not till you get to like the top 10 area to me. So then let's get right into it. So 32 stays the same. The Detroit Lions who are winless. I do believe Detroit Lions have played competitive majority of the season, just haven't won. And for the reason why, wins being a big part of my power rankings, I have to keep them at the bottom right now, 32. Like I said, guys, you should go by wins. So your record, then how well you played, and then if you beat anyone, I kind of use that as a decision to decide tiebreakers, kind of. But like I said, Detroit Lions played well, but have yet to win. So stay at 32 this week. Houston Texans coming at 31. Um, have not been able to really look competitive out Tyrod Taylor at quarterback majority of the time. New York Jets just lost rookie quarterback Zach Wilson. Think they're going to struggle a lot without him. Have them down at 20. Have them down at 30 this week. Houston's at 31. Detroit at 32. Miami Dolphins been very competitive, but for some reason just can't get it done this season compared to last season when you were winning a lot of these close games. Anyway, got them down 29. The team above them I have at 20 is Jacksonville Jaguars. Last time we seen Jacksonville Jaguars to beat Miami, so that's the reason I have them above Miami. But I do still believe Miami's the best one-win team in NFL, in my opinion. But they lost to Jacksonville, so I can't put them above Jacksonville when you lost to them. Washington coming at 27, bad. Heineke threw live picks, which that game should have been a lot closer than with the score depicted against Green Bay, but he just threw a lot of picks. Had them at 27. Philadelphia at 26. Inconsistent. Played good second half, but just can't get the ball rolling in the first half for a reason. Coaching or whatever you want to call it, game plan wise, is not working for them. 25 Seattle Seahawks. Geno Smith's at quarterback. I believe Russell Wilson's at quarterback. They've won at least 2 out of the last 3 weeks. So they're at 25 for me. San Francisco 49ers played competitive against Indianapolis in bad conditions, so I'm keeping them at 24. New York Giants at 23, big jump for me this week. Played very impressive without majority of his weapons, Daniel Jones, and I think the team had a great victory over Carolina. Now this is one of the ones where people could argue with me, right? Because Carolina has a better record and have not played well as of late, but they had a better record majority of the season, and the Giants just beat them. So you could argue I should really flip these two, but I'm gonna lean towards the record this tiebreaker between the two teams. Though the Giants dominated Carolina. So that being said, I got Carolina at 22. Actually, this week because they've not played well. They did not play well last week. The week before, they lost a close one to Minnesota in a comeback game that forced overtime. So I believe they played more consistent throughout the season than the Giants, though I know the Giants just dominated them. But they were without a couple of their pieces on the team too. But the Giants played very well. So you could argue you could flip these two, put the Giants at 22, put the Carolina at 23. Right now I got Carolina at 22. Next game, next 21. By the way, guys, Owens. Detroit was 0-7, that's 32. Then from 31 to 28 was your one-win teams. From 27, so 31-28 was your one-win teams. From 27 all the way up to 23 were your two-win teams. And from 22 all the way up to about, I think 17. Nope, sorry. Up to 14 are your three-win teams. So now we're going to go through the three-win teams. So, like I said, Carolina was at 22. 21, Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears was another team to me. They're at 21. Justin Fields had way too many turnovers last week. I thought a couple of his picks were just bad throws, in my opinion. I think he took his team out of the game last week. 20, Kansas City looked terrible against Tennessee, and that's a team you gotta really compete against in the AFC playoffs, and they just look like teams have figured them out, and they look very bad against the good teams this season. 19, Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos have been inconsistent, but they have stayed competitive for majority of games. So Kansas City has such a bad week. I have to put Denver above them at 19, Kansas City at 20. 18. 18 and 17 was difficult for me. Both these teams has played very well, but I thought 18 I got Indianapolis Colts, Carson Wentz's, and the Colts have been playing very well the last 4 weeks. New England's at 17. New England blew out the Jets, so that was really the difference between the two teams there. But they're both up from their ranking last week. 16 Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons have played competitive and a lot better than I expected to at this far into the season. Had them at 16. They moved up. Minnesota Vikings on a bye, as well as Pittsburgh Steelers were on a bye. Pittsburgh came down one. They're at 14. Minnesota Vikings stayed at 15. So you had no movement in their bye week. Pittsburgh Steelers came down one because the team above them at 13, which is a 4-1 team, the Cleveland Browns, won without Baker Mayfield in an ugly game, but got the job done. So I had to move them up this week. I think their roster is better, even though Pittsburgh has gotten run the last couple weeks, but Cleveland's at 13. Now 4-1 teams, like I said, started with Cleveland at 13, but all the way from 12 to 10 are your rest of your 4-1 teams. So Los Angeles Chargers, last time we see them, they were on a bye week. They looked bad against Baltimore, so I have them right now at 12, down one spot. New Orleans, moving up to 11 from 14. I think their recent win was over Seattle. Ugly win, but they have beat my expectations, so I have to give them respect this far into the season. Number 10, Buffalo Bills, lost a heartbreaker to Tennessee. Looked very competitive, but the teams above them, I believe, I have to give them the tiebreaker right now because Buffalo was on a bye week last week, and these teams played last week. So got the Buffalo Bills at 10, dropping down from 8. Baltimore Ravens looked impressive the week before against the Chargers, but looked okay to me against Cincinnati. Cincinnati, to me, handled the majority of that game. Baltimore did make a couple of mistakes to me. So I got Baltimore dropped from 2 all the way down to 9 this week. And by the way, this is all your 5-win teams from 9 all the way up to 5. So Baltimore down from 2 to 9. Las Vegas Raiders control most of the game against the Eagles. So I got them up at 8 from 10. Dallas Cowboys on a bye. Won last time in overtime against New England Patriots and played very consistent majority of the season since their loss week 1 against Tampa Bay. So I got them dropping a couple of spots here. They're down at 7 from 5 because they were on a bye week. Cincinnati Bengals beat my expectations so far all season for the most part, and they beat a good Baltimore team very convincingly. So I got them up at 6 from 9 this week. Number 5, you got your Tennessee Titans. Dominated Kansas City last week. Week before, beat Buffalo Bills, and a game in which both team wouldn't really let up, and they end up being the team that got the Eagles game song. Anyway, they end up being finally Jordan Howard. I don't know why. Anyway, not to digress. Anyway, let's focus back. So Tennessee Titans at 5. They end up winning a clash of the AFC top teams, and end up being the team that was able to throw one more hook or one more punch in the fight against the Buffalo Bills 2 weeks ago. Last week dominated the Kansas City Chiefs, so I had to put them up at 5 from 7 last week. Los Angeles Rams, it was an ugly win to me against the Detroit Lions team, which I didn't think would be that competitive with them. So I have them down at 4. Green Bay Packers, had them at 3. Didn't look the greatest against Washington, but got the job done, so I have them up at 3 from 6. Tampa Bay Buccaneers got the job done against Chicago. They're moving back up to number 2 for me this week. And the Arizona Cardinals was undefeated at this point in the season. After week 7, they were undefeated. They were 7-0, so I kept them at number 1. Understand, guys, this rank is before the Thursday night game between the Packers and the Cardinals. We now know the Arizona Cardinals are no longer undefeated. The Packers beat them. So expect the Packers to probably be on number 1 team by the end of the week. By next week. So, again, those are my power rankings for this week. It'll be in the description down below if you guys got confused anything I said. Hope you all continue to stay safe, live a wonderful, blessed, joyful life. Stay healthy and safe out there, and wish you all the best in life. Keep doing good in the world out there, guys. That's my power rankings after week 7 in NFL going into week 8. Peace.